What's good, YouTube family? So, I am coming to you today with not necessarily a review, but more of an overview of the um, TravelPro Maxlite Air V2. So, I am reviewing the checked bag version because for some reason, people don't really like to I don't know. I don't know if it's people buy the larger ones and just assume they're exactly like the smaller ones, or maybe people don't buy the, checked bags as much. But I don't see a whole lot of reviews for the checked bags. So here I am. I'm preparing for a trip to Thailand, and currently I have the Monos Hardside I think it's a 27-inch or 28-inch. Um, and so I did my research, and all the research pointed to Travelite as being, some of the best suitcases out there. So here we are. So as you can see, we have our Travelite suitcase. It's still in the box. I hadn't taken it out of the box yet. I wanted to bring you guys along for the initial thoughts. And so here we are. So because I already have the Monos, there are going to be some comparisons just because, it's what I already have. And I can tell you right off the bat, when I got my Mono suitcase, it came in like this giant cloth bag, really kind of upscale feeling. Um, Travel Pro just gives you plastic. So I don't know, for those who like that experience of feeling like they're really getting quality, they're really getting their money's worth. I can tell you right now, this isn't giving me the warm and fuzzies. Okay, so taking it out. Let's get the box out of the way. Taking it out. Here we have the suitcase itself. I will say it's pretty big. Now, one of the reasons that made me buy this as opposed to uh maybe the away bag, um and then again, I already have the Monos. Um, for me, it's size, and not just size alone, it's interior volume. So some stats on this one. So it's 29 inches tall. It is one moment. So it's 29 inches tall. Okay, so for those who are big on stats, it is starting at the top of the wheels. It is 27 and a half inches tall, 18 and a half inches wide, and 12 inches deep. It weighs almost 11 pounds. It's listed as 10.9. But the major reason why I bought this is because it has an interior volume of 140 liters. Now, can I, specifically pick out how much of 140 liters is? No. But what I can do is compare it to my Monos bag. Uh, that again, it's a great bag. I like it a lot. It's very organized, and I like the clamshell design with the compression sleeve on one side and the zip on the other side. But the problem is, for a trip that's longer than about 4 days, I find things getting really tight. And so the interior volume on that particular suitcase is listed at about 97. So this is got a lot more space. So as we go over, you're going to see your typical niceties. You have your zippers, nice size zippers here, flowing smoothly. They are not YKK, but they do have a nice little, I don't know if you guys can see that. They do have the TravelPro emblem on them. You have your TSA approved lock as per usual. You have your expansion. Again, another thing that this bag has that is not available on the Monos is the expansion. I'm typically not a fan of expansions because I feel like it takes away some of the rigidity from the suitcase. But you know, this thing feels pretty sturdy. I'm not gonna lie. It's not wobbly. Um, so I will say that's a plus. Grab handle on the side. That's nice and springy. We have our wheels here. So they did go with the two-piece wheels, spinner wheels. They're gonna spin 360. You know, nothing abnormal there. I will say this is sliding and gliding pretty good. So I am definitely a fan of that as well. On the front, we have the TravelPro logo. I did choose this nice blue color. I do live in North Carolina. I am a Tar Heel fan, so you know, this is right up my alley. We have our handle. Let's see, one position, two position, and that's it. So we have two positions on the handle. It could be a little more sturdy. You know, it feels kind of cheap and plasticky. I'm not gonna lie, but it does move smoothly though. So at the end of the day, as long as it doesn't break on me, I'm good with that. But the shaft does appear to be metal, maybe some sort of alloy. But the handle is rubberized plastic, and the button on top is also plastic. Okay. We do have the little pegs to stand it on the side. So if we wanted to set it on its side, it can, you know, rest there nice and neat. And that's pretty much it for the outside. So moving into the inside, one of the main factors that made me choose this suitcase, we have the double zips. So typically, you know, this side will just have like a Y strap, or you know, the next level up from that is like how it is on the Monos bag. There is kind of a flap with straps, which is cool, but you can still have stuff that'll get loose and fall out when you open your suitcase. But with this bag, it's netted. And I think, well, no pocket, but what it does have is a full zip. So instead of having to fight with compression straps or compression sleeve, you can just zip it. So I really like that because I generally pack my clothes on the primary side, and then I have things like shoes, my Bluetooth speakers, etc., that I put on the other side. And a lot of the times, you know, when I open my bag, that stuff comes tumbling out. So I really appreciate having a zippered side. So that's really big. And also, it's pretty deep as well. So it appears to be just as deep as the main zippered side. So going around to the main zippered side, again, another thing that drew me to this bag is the compartments. So you have a top zipper compartment, pretty deep there. We're looking, you know, about 10 inches, 8 to 10 inches on that first compartment. And then we have another compartment, and it is netted. And it's about 10 inches or so as well. Pretty deep. You could pack a good amount of stuff in there. You know, maybe even put your toiletries in there without the need for a dedicated toiletry bag. And then again, you have that that super deep compartment. So, You know, nothing fancy. According to the website, it's made out of recycled plastics, antimicrobial. I will say it does seem pretty thick, so that's, you know, hopefully going to add to the longevity of the suitcase. Also, as stated on their website, one thing I did have a concern about was because this is such a large suitcase, but it's so light, you know, being almost 11 pounds, but, you know, standing 29 inches tall. You know, a little concerned about durability. It does list on the website that it has reinforced corners, but it says that they're reinforced on the inside. So I'm guessing somewhere in here. So maybe, you know, in a later video, I can open this up. Or maybe I can do it right now. Why not? No time like the present. Okay. So if you guys can see that in there, it's a little tough, it's a little dark, but there are actually reinforced plastic corners. So they did not lie. Okay, so that makes me feel a little better about things. But that's all I have for now. Thank you for watching. This retails for $225 on the website. I did manage to get it for about $177. I will put the code in the description of this video. So hopefully I can save you guys some money. Thanks for watching.